Let's talk about this NBA draft that went down last night. There wasn't much to it in terms of craziness because Devonsa went number one. You knew that was going to happen out of BYU. He goes to the Wizards. He'll play with Ice Tray. Darren Peterson went to the Jazz at number two. Of course, he played at Kansas. A lot of controversy. People said he missed too many games and he had calf issues and all the rest. And he sat a lot, but they're not denying his skills or talent. And, everything about his game is sickening. He'll be playing in Salt Lake Shakers. Boozer went to Memphis 3. The stud out of Duke, you knew that was going to happen. And then Caleb Wilson from down the street in Chapel Hill at Carolina. He goes to the Bulls at 4. He's going to be loving life in the Windy City, playing a lot like Michael Jordan did for the Bulls coming out of North Carolina. Keaton Wagler, his stock rose incredibly in the NCAA tournament under Underwood at Illinois. He goes to the Clippers at 5. I was surprised with the Nets at 6, taking Michael Brown out of Louisville. I don't deny that the guard can play, but I would have taken Acuff, who went next to Sacramento. So he goes to prison out in Sacktown. But the guard from Arkansas can flat out score. Kingston Flemings from Houston goes to Atlanta, 8. Johnson out of Michigan, Morez Johnson, ended up 9th to Dallas. People didn't like that pick, but that guy can flat out play as well. Braden Burries of Arizona went to the Bucks. Lindeborg, Michigan, ended up with the Dubs. All of Dusty May's guys went. I think Mara was a great snag at 12 for the Thunder. He's a monster. The size, imagine Chet Holmgren, Maya, and Hartenstein in Oak City. I thought that was one of those, and that came via the Clippers. So I thought that was one of the best moves of the night in the NBA draft was what the Thunder accomplished, getting that stretch. That guy's a 7-footer, can flat out play, can shoot, can dunk, can block shots, can alter shots. He's got every bit the game that Chet Holmgren has. He's going to develop quickly, I think, as a pro. He played like one at Michigan, no doubt about it. He's from Spain. Nate Ament went to the Heat at 13. Steinbach of Washington, the forward, to the Hornets at 14. Dalen Swain, the guard out of Texas, 15 to the Bulls. The Bulls had a nice draft. Bennett Sturts, the guard of Iowa, went to the Grizzlies at 16. Okori from Stanford, the guard, 17 to the Thunder. So they love their draft. Christian Anderson of Texas Tech ended up going to Charlotte at 18. Alan Graves, I think he played at Santa Clara. He ends up in Toronto, played forward there for the Broncos. Jaden Quaitons from Kentucky went to the Spurs at 20. Kareem Lopez, the first Mexican drafted, went to Detroit, 21. LeBaron Philon Jr., Alabama, the guard, went 22 to the Sixers from Houston via Oak City. That Lopez kid ended up Detroit. He got traded to Memphis eventually. Ojefor from St. John's via Cleveland to the Atlanta Hawks, so he's going to play in Hot Town. Cameron Carr from Baylor traded to the Lakers. The Knicks took him, traded him to the Lakers for a bunch of second rounders. They ended up with 3 second-round picks in tonight's draft, the NBA champion Knicks. I love saying that. Sergio Delaria of Spain, a forward, went to the Lakers, traded to Dallas via the Knicks. So the Knicks made those moves. Terrace Reed Jr. from Connecticut, the center, went 26 to Denver, was traded to the Spurs. 27, Senac from Houston, the forward, went to the Celtics. 28, Joshua Jefferson, Iowa State, went to Minnesota, was traded to the Nets. He'll get a play in Brooklyn with Julius Randle, who shoots 30 times a game. Caravan, the big Connecticut stud forward, ended up with Cleveland, but was traded to the Sacramento Kings, so he goes with Acuff to prison. And then Koa Pete, the super player from Arizona, the rookie, but he was a freshman at Arizona and was a stud. He ended up getting drafted by Dallas, traded to Phoenix via the Knicks involved. So the Knicks had him and traded him. The Knicks end up with 3 second-rounders. So all I know is Acuff ends up in Sacramento. That's basically prison. Caravan ends up serving a 5-year stretch with him in Sacramento. There's your first round. The second round is tonight. All right, so at the World Cup, Portugal 5-0 over Uzbekistan, and your boy Cristiano Ronaldo with a pair of goals. Everybody said he was finished, but meanwhile he's still scoring goals. He scored a goal in 6 different World Cups. England got screwed. Ghana tied him at zeros. Croatia 1-0 over Panama. Colombia beat the Congo 1-0. And that was your Tuesday World Cup. Baseball in 11 in a wild game. Houston beat Toronto north of the border 9-7. Looper Fito hits the tie-breaking 3-run homer in the 11th inning. Yankees 4-3 over the Tigers. He was in trouble, Jazz Chisholm, for sucking on a lollipop during the game at second base, but he hit the go-ahead home run for the Yankees in their win. Aaron Boone says he's in the doghouse. Yeah, but he's winning games for him, so who gives a fuck about a lollipop? Seattle 3-2 over the Pirates. Cole Young hits a 2-run homer in the 7th. That was the difference. Miami 6-4 over Texas. Alcantara sets the Marlins' career strikeout record. He owns the franchise mark now. Kansas City 12-5 over Tampa. Caglianone hits 2 home runs and has 3 RBIs for the Royals. Philly, we hit him on an over ticket. 14-9 over Washington on the road. They score 8 runs in the 9th inning, rallying to win. Milwaukee 2-0 over Cincinnati. Sproat pitched 1-hit ball for 6 shutout innings for the Brew Crew. Cubs 9-6 over the Mets at Citi Field. Crow Armstrong hit a 3-run shot. Dansby Swanson also hit one out for the Cubs. White Sox over the Guardians 2-1. The Guardians continue to be my kryptonite. Vargas hits a home run to win it for the White Sox. Dodgers all over the Twins 12-3. 17 hits for LA in that one. Arizona 4-3 over the Cardinals in St. Louis. Arenado, Gurriel Jr. had run-scoring hits for the Snakes. Boston 5-2 in Colorado. Sonny Gray 11 strikeouts. Angels 5-1 over Baltimore as rookie righty Ryan Johnson gave up 1 hit over 6 scoreless innings. In 10 innings, the Padres 7-6 over the Braves. Machado, the 10th inning RBI single to win it for the Friars. And the Giants beat the A's and beat us on a ticket 3-1. Robbie Ray limits the A's to an unearned run in that win. Here's what you got on a midweek Where Do You Hurt Wednesday. Here's the deal. 3 o'clock on Fox. It's Switzerland taking on Canada in the World Cup. This one's in Vancouver, BC. Also 3 o'clock, Bosnia-Herzegovina against Qatar. This one's in Seattle, Washington on Fox 1. 6 o'clock on Fox 1, Morocco against Haiti. This one's in Atlanta. 6 o'clock on Fox. Scotland and Brazil. This one's in Miami at Hard Rock. And at 9 o'clock on Fox, Chechnya and Mexico in Mexico City. That place will be lit. 9 o'clock on Fox 1, South Africa and South Korea. This one's in Mexico as well. Dayball, Brian Dayball. 12:10, Texas and Miami in South FLA, DeGrom and Perez. 110 Cubs and Mets, Imanaga and McLean. John McLean. 210 Cleveland and the White Sox on the south side. Bybee and Fetty Cheese. 310 Boston and Colorado. Danger Suarez and Freeland. 407 Baltimore and the Angels in Anaheim. Gibson Gin against Soriano. 640 Yankees and Detroit. Stormy Weathers against Scooble. 640 Seattle at Pittsburgh. Wu-Tang Clan against Ashcraft. 640 Kansas City at Tampa. Cameron Diaz against Jax Sandart. 645 Philly at Washington. Nola and Mikolas. Houston and Toronto at 707. Joe Burrow against you Savage. 710 Milwaukee at Cincinnati. Drohan against Louder. 710 Cubs and Mets, second game of the doubleheader. Assad and Manaya at City. 740 Dodgers at Twins. Ohtani against Nolan Ryan. 745 Arizona at St. Louis. He's a brat against Liberatore. 840 Atlanta at San Diego. Perez against Sears and Roebuck. And 945 A's and Giants. Van Halen Jump against Everyone Loves Molly. Wow, you got to be kidding me. This really is starting? Wimbledon. I mean, they're playing something at Wimbledon. I don't know what it is. Doubles. There's some kind of qualifying at Wimbledon. The All England Lawn and Tennis Club, they'll be playing for 2 weeks straight in London at Wimbledon, and everyone will be drinking strawberries, tea, and crumpets. Anyway, let's do fast forward for all in your facial, where you get everything that matters and shit that doesn't matter. Here's your boy Tatis last night tying it up for the Padres. You gotta be kidding me that I can't get this fucking bitch going. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Fly ball center field. Harris going back at the wall. Gone! Straightaway center, Fernando. Padres tie the score at 6.
And then they won it 7-6. Here's your boy, the Lollipop Kid, Jazz Chisholm, getting involved.
High fly ball, right field and deep. Now Jerry back on the track at the wall. See ya! A home run for Jazz Chisholm Jr. And the Yankees take a 3-2 lead.
That would be the game winner. He's in trouble, but he's hitting game-winning home runs. Here's PCA for the Cubs blasting one.
That is drilled right center field. That one back towards the wall, and it is out of here. 3-run homer. Pete Armstrong.
He's the player of the week, too, in the National League. Bodie Miller, you remember him, the Olympian? Everybody loves Bodie Miller. He was busted in a traffic stop with drugs, controlled substances, and paraphernalia. He had, what I'm hearing, allegedly, mushrooms on him when he got popped. He was tripping. The Blues and Capitals made a deal. All I know is the Capitals got Jordan Kyrou from the Blues. That's all that matters. Kyle Pitts got a fat deal with the Falcons. The big receiver gets 3 years. The tight end, $54 million, $36 million guaranteed. The Hoffman family has announced that they got unanimous approval from the NHL Board of Governors to acquire the Penguins. I'm hearing they gave a piece as well to Mario Lemieux, so he's back in business with the Penguins. Okay, so I want to play the other thing with the Board of Governors. They had their meeting was that Gary Bettman informed the board that they'll be opening a process to investigate Houston and Austin, Texas for an expansion franchise. And I think they already did the paperwork and paid somewhere in the neighborhood of $3 billion or something to get approved for at least the chance to have an expansion team in Houston or Austin. the NCAA approves the age-based 5-year eligibility rule. So it's real simple now. There's going to be a new rule from 19 years old. You get 5 years to play college athletics. That's it. There's no more of this bullshit with 25 and 26-year-old guys with families playing college sports. The NFL is declining the supplemental draft this summer, leaving the 27 draft as the only way for quarterback Brendan Sorsby to enter the NFL. A letter is being sent to Sorsby and to every NFL team to inform them of the decision. The league continues to try to show it has little tolerance for gambling issues. Bottom line is he got an injunction to play college football after he had been told he lost his case, can't play college football. Then a judge said, injunction, you can play college football. Then his lawyer dropped the lawsuit against the NCAA, said he wasn't going to play college football at all, and he was going to enter the supplemental draft and go pro. So now he's got to wait till the 27 draft. So it's going to take a year of waiting. So it's basically like doing a year of time for his gambling addiction. He gambled around $100,000 on college football and every other sport. He bet on his own team at Indiana, bet against his own team at Indiana, went to Cincinnati, ended up at Texas Tech this year where he was going to be one of the top quarterbacks in college football. Now he's not going to play college football at all. He's going to have to wait a year to be drafted in the NFL in the 27 draft in D.C. And that's like doing a year of time, basically. He's got to wait. Unless, I guess, he plays in the Canadian Football League or the UFL next spring. Here's Ronaldo going off in that game yesterday.
Off goes Cancelo, delivering the cross! Ronaldo!
All right, so that was his first goal, and everybody said he was finished. Here's his second goal.
Renato Vega, now there's space. Bruno Fernandes. Neto sprinting down the right. Ronaldo through the middle. It's Cristiano Ronaldo for Portugal. It's 3-0. And Ronaldo strikes again.
Yeah, Ronaldo shot. That's right. As he scores 2 goals in the World Cup. Anyway, I just wanted to give you some World Series odds, line movement of late. Dodgers opened at plus 350, now they're plus 190. Yankees opened at 800, now they're 475. Braves opened at 2,000, now they're plus 900. Mariners opened at 1,300, now they're plus 950. The highest ticket percentage is on the Dodgers at 11.6% of tickets, 9.4% on the Yankees. The highest handle, Dodgers at 22.5%, Yankees at 9.7%, Braves at 6.8%. Those are the latest updated World Series odds. The Blazers are hiring Minnesota T-Wolves lead assistant Micah Nori as the franchise's next head coach, where the new owner is cheap as fuck and doesn't want to pay anyone. No one wanted the job. Mike Babcock got the job with the Edmonton Oilers. Everybody says he's a nosy, prying prick, cunt, cocksucker of a coach who treats players like shit, and everyone fucking hates his guts. Good luck with that shit, Edmonton. You can never do anything right. Here's what you motherfuckers need: a goalie. You don't need a coach. You need a goalie that can stop pucks in the playoffs. That's why you never win the fucking cup anymore. How about this? Fenway Park on August 29th this summer will host a bare-knuckle fighting championship night of brawling at Fenway on the field. That's crazy, right? Keep an eye open for the Profits Max plays and watch for my videos of elite and profit plays in the community. Let's make some money on a Wednesday. I got to go to the doctor this morning. I already balled today. Filled it up this morning, tons of games. Now I got to go see the sleep doctor for my apnea. That exploded my heart. So I see this guy once a year, check on my machine and all the rest of the shit. So off to the doc I go. Let's make some money together. Have a good midweek Wednesday, Shrek out. Ooh.